episode of Talk to Him. Of course, I'm your host. My name is James Levesque. And we're in this pretty fresh new studio right now, and I have a guest coming in, but I actually wanted to just speak from the heart, man, about this whole Kanye West situation, you know? And I like to call this one Yeezy Makes Them Uneasy. Yeezy makes them uneasy. So a lot of times when you're somebody who thinks differently, or who thinks outside the box, or when you think not how the general public thinks, a lot of time people call you crazy, you know? But what is crazy though? You know? Like if I don't think how you think, if I don't think like the general public, if I don't think like have group thought, then that means I'm deemed crazy, you know? And that's the thing about Kanye West. And the reason why I'm such a fan of Kanye West is because he don't give a fuck what people think about him. You know what I mean? He don't give a shit. He doesn't care. And now, as a man of color, as a black man, right, you're seeing a free thinking black man. And and a lot of times people's not used to that. We're used to being subservient. We're used to, yes sir, no sir. But now you're seeing a black man that is free, you know. And do I agree everything that he does or that he says? I don't know. I really don't. But the fact that he can go out there and he can say it, it shows like, man, this man has balls. You know what I mean? This man has nuts, and he's not neutered. You know what I mean? A lot of the people who's in front of the camera, people who's out there in the public eye, I should say, they don't really speak how they think. They don't really do that. And that's what you can admire about this man. You know what I mean? You can admire that about Ye, I should say, because he's saying things that's really making people uneasy. You know what I mean? And most of the times, this man is really not wrong. You know what I mean? It's really not wrong. Some of the stuff that he says and the way that he says it might be a little bit outlandish. Maybe it's a little bit out there, but we don't always ask people, yo, what did you mean by that? What did you mean when you wore the White Lives Matter shirt? What did you mean by that? What message was you trying to convey? You know what I mean? We just automatically just jump down somebody's throat. Automatically we're on the offense. And guess who's the most people that's on the offense? Black people. You know what I mean? Like black people. Like, yo, we never give each other like a fair shot or a fair chance at just like, yo, what did you mean by that? You know what I mean? So that's why, man, just watching this, in the public eye, and you seeing this brother, you seeing how this man is, being ridiculed, man. And as a billionaire, they're still trying to treat him like he's a little boy. You know what I mean? Like he's a little boy. And you can see that he's not taking any disrespect. You know what I'm saying? The way that he's talking is real calm. It's not outlandish. He's not really emotional with it. You know what I mean? And he's telling you how it is, and you could learn a lot from that. You could learn a lot from that. My message, man, is really to give you a different perspective, whether you agree with Kanye or you're a fan of Kanye, or you're not. You know what I mean? Me, I'm a fan of myself. You know what I mean? And I always see myself in other black men as well, too. Even a black man that's on the streets. You know what I mean? What can I learn? Or just by watching him, what can I learn? What can I learn what not to do? So nah, man, Ye ain't crazy. Shit, Ye ain't crazy. He just thinks differently than you think. He thinks differently than I think. You know what I mean? He just thinks differently. You know, and a lot of times, man, people say, people, man, like a lot of times, man, when you like put a put celebrities on like a high pedestal, right? You you don't really look at their fucked upness. I don't even know if that's a word, you know what I'm saying? But their ways, man. You know what I'm saying? They're human just like you're human. You know what I mean? That's why, you know, we shouldn't look up to anybody except God. You know what I mean? But what can you learn from that person? You know, in American society, you know, we love our celebrities. You know what I mean? And in reality, celebrities can't really do shit for you. You know what I mean? We don't really celebrate the doctors. We don't celebrate the lawyers, the teachers. You know, we don't celebrate the electricians. You know what I mean? The plumbers. We don't put them on a high pedestal. You know what I mean? But yet we put celebrities who, whether they rap or they sing or they may model or they can act. You know what I mean? Like we put these people on a very high pedestal. Why is that? How come? You know, how come we're not celebrating the doctor who can actually save your life if something happens to you? How come we're not celebrating, you know, the plumber? How come we're not celebrating him? You know, we put too much emphasis on celebrities, you know, and a lot of times, you know, it's just a lot, man. It's just a lot, you know what I mean? So, in my opinion, you know, Ye ain't crazy, man, you know? And think about this too, right? I was, you know, reading the news or even on social media. I was watching this clip of Kanye West, and he said, you know, they took away his platform, right? Whether that's his Twitter or his Instagram or even, yo, this man's a billionaire, and he was saying that, yo, he couldn't utilize his Apple Pay. You know, he wasn't able to utilize his Apple Pay. And in my mind, I'm thinking like, damn, if that could happen to Ye, right? What they gonna do with somebody like me? What they gonna do with somebody like you if you have an opinion that doesn't go with the group think? You know what I mean? If you have an opinion that doesn't go with the group think, that's one of the things that I'm like, man, like seeing somebody speak his mind and everybody ridicule him. Every platform just took his whole thing down. Yo, he loses like millions of dollars. You know what I mean? And he didn't hurt nobody. You know, he didn't like, you know, did anything to children. He only had a thought. You know what I mean? He only had an opinion. Whether that was a right opinion or a wrong opinion, he only had an opinion. You know, and they took everything away from him. Even to the point where this man couldn't even pay for, who's a billionaire. Who is a billionaire? This man couldn't even pay for something with his Apple Pay. So it just showed you, if that could happen to him, right? What could happen to you? What could happen to me? You know, what could have happened? We saw that with President Trump as well, former President Trump, I should say, where they took down his Twitter, you know? And in America, I think that's one of your rights, freedom of speech. Freedom of speech. That's one of the beautifulest things about being in this country. You know, that's one of the beautifulest things about being in this country. You got the right to say whatever it is that you want to say. You know, but now you can't really say what you want to say because they'll take everything away from you. So if it could happen to Ye, right? If all his endorsement, everything, his collaboration with Adidas, who was actually taking over his designs, right? Like, come on. Like, what could happen to us? In my opinion, man, I really think Yeezy should really build like, you know, like warehouses in the hood, in the community, right? In Chicago, you know, in hoods all across, right? And, you know, manufacture them, You know what I mean? Have people or have kids that's, that's in middle school. That's, those kids that ain't really doing much with themselves. You know what I mean? That ain't really got nothing going on, which is a lot of them. You know what I mean? Which is a lot of them. They just out here smoking weed. You know what I mean? Getting high, walking around. Put these kids to work in your warehouses, making some Yeezys. You know what I mean? If you could do them in China, what can't we do them out here? You know what I mean? What else do the black community or people of color, what do we have that we can call our own? You know what I mean? We always got to link up with a European brand. You know what I mean? Like, okay, we like foreign cars. Do we have like a foreign car just for us? A luxury car just for us? You know what I mean? That's not a Mercedes Benz, you know what I mean? Or a, I don't know, whatever other foreign car, BMW, you know? Like, black man, I'm telling you this, it's time for you to take your position. It's time for you to take your position. Take your spot, man. You know what I mean? Take your spot. Everything is wide open right now. Everything is wide open. You know what I mean? We're living in a time of Aquarius. You know what I mean? So we got to make sure we're taking our position. We got to leave these women alone. Forget these hoes. Forget them. You know what I mean? Focus on your purpose. What was you out here to do? And I'm not disrespecting women or anything like that. You know what I mean? But, I'm just really speaking from the heart. You know what I mean? A lot of time we put women on this like high pedestal, you know what I mean? In which men, we need to put ourselves on this high pedestal. You know what I mean? We need to put ourselves on this high pedestal. And there's nothing wrong with that. We need to celebrate each other. We've just been so conformed to just be subservient, man. You know what I mean? Just be subservient. Just be like, kind of like, gotta walk with your head down. Like, nah. You know what I mean? You gotta have this certain swagger about you. Like, man, head up. You know what I mean? Chest out. Walk like you somebody. Even if you ain't nobody. You know what I mean? Even if you got $1 or a penny in your pockets. Walk like you a millionaire. Walk like you a billionaire. Because we're gods out here. Lowercase g, I would say. So I am Ye, and Ye is me. I am Ye, and Ye is me. I see a lot of myself in that man. I see a lot of myself in a lot of black men, in all black men, all facets of myself. So I will never talk bad about another black man in public. You know what I mean? In public. Like, that's something that we just get used to doing. Like, it's okay to talk bad about somebody. It's okay it's okay to talk bad about another black man in public. You know what I mean? But let you say something bad about somebody else from another race or from another culture. You know what I mean? We seen that with Kyrie Irving, right? We seen that with him. So why is it that it's okay to talk bad or, yo, we gonna kill each other? Rest in peace to the young brother from the Migos, Takeoff, right? He was shot by another brother, somebody that's cut from the same cloth as him. Why is it okay to do that? It's okay to kill. It's okay to call each other niggas. It's okay to beat up your brother. It's okay to talk bad about your brother in public. It's okay to call your brother, whatever they call him, whatever Shaq called Kyrie Irving. It's okay to talk bad about him. But I haven't, if you say something bad about anybody else, there's a problem. So that's why, man, for me personally, I'm moving with love. I'm moving with intentional love, especially towards my brothers. You know what I'm saying? And even if we don't get along, right? We might not get along, and if we have a problem, right? Let's talk about it. You know what I mean? Let's talk about it. A lot of times, we're quick to just shoot each other. We're quick to get in a fight with each other. But we can't collaborate. You know what I'm saying? We can't collaborate with one another. I'm starting to see it a little bit, you know what I mean, in different facets. You know what I mean? Brothers are linking up. Brothers are supporting each other, but we need more of that. You know what I mean? We need to take our positions in education, in finance, in auto, in farming, you know what I mean? In science, you know what I mean? In television, entertainment, you know what I mean? Like a lot of these industries, they're going down. In fashion, we see what happening with Balenciaga, right? All the crazy thing that's been happening with them. Black man, take your position. Take your position. You know, take your position. Also, man, you're alone in this world, brother. You're alone in this world, man. You are alone. You are by yourself. Ain't nobody coming to save you. Nobody. And if you don't think you're alone in this world, that you got, you know, people, look at people, man. Look at Kyrie. Look at Kyrie Irving, right? This man just put something up on his Instagram about Jewish. I'm sorry, about a documentary that was out, right? And everybody started getting on him. You know what I mean? Nike dropped him. You know what I mean? Cut the whole ties with him. And even brothers as well too. You saw how Charles Barkley was talking about this man. You saw how Shaq was talking about this man, calling him an idiot, right? For just putting something out there. It just shows you, man, you're alone in this world. You know, you're alone in this world as a black man, and it's lonely as fuck. It's lonely. It's lonely. So you better have a relationship with the Most High, with a higher power. You know, you better. You know what I mean? You better. Because guess what, man? You're by yourself out here. And I always thought I had this is how my mind works, right? I always thought like, okay, because everybody know that Kyrie didn't do nothing wrong. He ain't cuss. He ain't say nothing bad towards anybody. You know what I mean? He just put a link out about a documentary. Right? Now, imagine if all the NBA players, right, saw what's going on, right? They see what's happening. Imagine if all of them was like, yo, you know what? In honor of our brother Kyrie, yo, we ain't playing. We ain't playing 20 games until he gets back reinstated. We're not playing. You know what I mean? We're not playing. Fuck that. We ain't doing that shit. Yo, I guarantee you, shit would be a whole lot different. It would be a whole lot different, man. You know? But a lot of times we don't move as a unit. But other people move as a unit against us. You know? Other people move as a unit against us. No? So, make sure that you support a brother, man. You know, support this. Would love for you to support this. You know what I mean? Either you like, comment, share, subscribe. You know what I mean? Because there's brothers out here that's doing things on a very high level. You know, and I'm not at a level as a Kanye, you know, but, you know, at every level, you know what I mean, you dealing with devils. That was a bar right there. You know, at every level, you're dealing with devils. You know, so a lot of times we may have an opinion of somebody because of what they've experienced and what they're going through, and they're expressing it, but we don't have no idea what it's like to walk in that man's shoes. You know what I mean? to walk in that man's shoes, to experience what he's experienced, feel what he's feeling. We don't know. We just judge. We just judge. We just see somebody and we just start, oh, he's an idiot. Like, what? Never taking the time to be like, yo, what you mean by that, man? What was you thinking in that process? How was that for you? You know, how was that for you? To understand, black man, you are alone in this world. You know what I mean? You are alone in this world, man, because ain't nobody gonna help you, man. When your back is against the wall, you know what I'm saying? When your back is against the wall, you know, you may have like a million friends or a million followers or a whole bunch of people. But yo, when your back is against the wall, who's gonna come out and help you, man? Only you. Only you. Yeah, man. So, you know, I had that little thought in my mind, you know what I mean? And I just wanted to share that, man, you know? And I read this interesting quote. This was like a Facebook, it's like I think it was like an Instagram post by 19 Keys. And you ever read something on social media and you're like, yo, that shit touches your appendix, the bottom of your appendix. You know what I'm saying? It touches you. You're like, damn, yo, I need that. And it read, let me read this. These are rules for 2023. For all those in my life, put me up on game. Give me connections, formulas, strategies, and deals. Speak my names in rooms of opportunities. Be intentional with helping me build. Cut me in on equity. Look out for me. Protect me and have my best interest at heart. Above all, help me stay on the right path. Pray for me and let nobody play with my name. I ask this of everyone in my life. I, personally, James Levesque, will work to do the same for you. In 2023, I can't afford anything else. So no more watching me work. Help me succeed. All right? And that's for my main man, 19 Keys. I'm your host, James Levesque. Thank you for listening. Live, love, light. I holla. Peace.